what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it.
I want to bring in my guy, Mike Scarborough, right now with TigerBait.com. Mike, how are you this morning?
Hey, doing good. Just I'm anxious to see what BK has to say midday today.
Yeah, I will be there right there next to you more than likely. Mike, let's just kind of, broad question to get things started. What was your biggest takeaway from game one?
There was certainly multiple deja vu moments in that game Sunday night, just as reminders of the previous two openers. And I kind of thought this team is what I thought they were going to be, to be honest with you. A lot of my media cohorts thought I was being negative when I was thinking 9-3 or 8-4 in the off season, and watching everybody in the media flip to 10-2 last week. I was kind of astonished by it. But look, it's a blue collar football team. Where are the multiple stars and game breaker guys that you're used to seeing at LSU? And I think that's part of why they are what they are right now.
What was maybe positive or negative, kind of your biggest surprise? Because, I mean, like you said, it went kind of the way you thought it was going to go. Was there anything that you did not expect?
I tell you what, I think a positive, absolutely, which has been, a position that I've been harping on for almost a year, was the defensive front. I thought they played as well as they could based on their talent. So I think Bo Davis and Peoples did a fantastic job. Savion Jones probably had his best game. I think, in fact, I believe he did his best game as a Tiger. I like what we saw to Swinson and everybody up there. So, it wasn't Jacoby and Guillory that got you an unsportsmanlike conduct calls. It was your skill guys.
Yeah, no, I mentioned that, to open the show, that like the defensive line that a lot of people thought was going to be a big question mark was one of the brighter spots on Sunday. Mike, as far as offensively goes, what kind of stood out to you on that side of the ball?
Well, I mean, obviously they protected Nussmeier. We talk about pass blocking, but what has been the issue for quite some time now? I've had no confidence in LSU's ability to run the football on third and short and get a first down. And that's still a question. That's still there. Typically coming out of high school, your offensive linemen are almost entirely run blockers and have to learn to pass block. But it seems like LSU's offensive line need to learn how to run block.
You mentioned Garrett Nussmeier there. That kind of puts us right into the next point I wanted to hit. What did you make of his performance?
I thought he performed as well as you could have expected. And, there was a little bit of it's kind of like in the second half, did they almost shut him down like to where Saban used to do on some of his games and Les Miles were particularly Saban used to do it. But Saban would do it when he had a top 5 defense. And he got away with it, 95% of the time. Well, so in that regard, the offense let the defense down. They're not there yet. And I also think because you don't have any design run plays for Garrett Nussmeier, he's not a slow guy. He's probably a 4.7, 40 guy. You really, give your defense a bit of an advantage if Nussmeier is a zero threat to ever run the football.
That was kind of a big point of contention with fans after the game was the offensive play calling. There was a lot of discussion about that. What were your thoughts on that as a whole, as far as Joe Sloan goes?
Yeah, I like the first drive. Obviously didn't get points, but then you had a drive where you handed it off to Josh Williams 2 plays in a row. Then you had a 3rd and long, and I'm pretty sure it was when I say 3rd and long, it was over 5 yards. Nussmeier fades back and he throws the ball short of the sticks for the first down, and it was a wasted drive. Some of that stuff, and look, I think everybody who's debating this or discussing and break down this game is everybody seems like they're picking on Josh Williams, and I always want to guard against that, but I still think that they're the game breaking running back is not playing, and whether it's John Emery, which certainly there were bright spots, he was a bright spot. Is Caleb Jackson not where they want him to be? Is there a question mark? Is he too heavy now at 235? And if none of those guys are the one, LSU has a pretty bright history of freshman running backs doing a fantastic job. Let's see some Caden Durham.
Mike, as far as the game as a whole, look, this is Kelly's third season. This is his third opener that he's lost. Why does LSU, it just kind of seems like they're unprepared and they're the less physical team in the opener every year. Why do you think that is?
I said it in our postgame show Sunday night. Again, for the third year in a row, I feel like LSU looks like a team that had 1 week less of practice than everybody else. And I don't know why that is. I mean, look, you're playing competitive opponents, and Florida State certainly was a superior team last year. 2 years ago could have been a toss-up. This one, I think LSU should have won this game absolutely. And now you're behind the eight ball with no margin for error. And if you were like most people and had 9-3, I don't know. It's going to be very difficult to get there. I had LSU at 9-3, but I had LSU winning this game. If they didn't win this game, I'm at 8-4. And we put up a poll on the site yesterday morning, and 70% of the people who check the box have LSU at either 8-4, 7-5 now.
Well, that was kind of where I was going next. Like your outlook for the rest of the season. Yeah, I was thinking 8-4 as well, but like there's a chance it could be worse than that. What's kind of your outlook for this team going forward?
Look, it's you anybody who's been doing this for a period of time, you make a bunch of declarative statements after week one, and typically you can look like a fool. But I think a lot of people. I will say this: anybody who went 10-2, it's because you look at the schedule, and it is one of the most favorable football schedules that you've ever seen at LSU. And so, because when you start trying to say 3-4 losses, if LSU, everything that was a question mark had an answer. I guess you could see where someone could get to 10-2, but now you have no margin for error, and you've always had no margin for error if a Nussmeier or any defensive lineman get hurt.
Mike, it's certainly going to be a long and interesting season. We'll see how it plays out. Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. Mike, where can people find more of your stuff?
That's it. Go to TigerBait.com, at Scarborough Mike on X. LSU Tigers on TigerBait is our YouTube and our TikTok channels.
Mike, thank you so much for hopping on with me today, man.
Okay, man. See you later.
Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.